Have you noticed how in our increasingly illiberal world, wrongthink is eagerly punished? GB News star Nigel Farage has had his bank accounts shut down and he has no idea why. Lots of politically motivated individuals fail to see how troubling this development is and how it could come to bite them on the bum. Not least Sky News star Kay Burley, who effectively implies he may have had it coming. On this show last night, we broke the internet with this response to her comment. Take a listen. Folks, Kay Burley, the breakfast TV presenter at Sky News, has had a bit of a dig at Nigel Farage. Now, Nigel Farage, GB News presenter, has had his bank accounts cancelled with no explanation whatsoever. Deeply concerning. Here's what Kay Burley had to say. Take a look at this tweet. She tweeted, "If 8 separate banks don't want your custom, I suppose you'd start to wonder why." What an insensitive thing to tweet. First of all, this is a guy that's, for no reason, he's not been informed why those accounts have been cancelled. Kay Burley doesn't have any empathy. She's not worried that she lives in a supposedly free country that would do that, based upon perhaps having the wrong political opinions. Plus, she's a journalist that doesn't want answers as to why it has happened. It's a shocking reaction and a disappointing low for television journalism. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not too worried about Sky News, because for the first time in the history of this programme, on a Friday night, we beat Sky News and BBC News for the entirety of the show by a significant margin. Why? Because of you, my viewers and listeners, who are so loyal, and we are building quite an army here on GB News and here on Mark Dolan tonight. So if you're enjoying the programme, and if you're enjoying the channel, tell your friends and tell your family, and let's change the world together. Who needs Kay Burley, and who needs Sky News? Who indeed? Those gloating over Farage's fate are making a grave error. It's Nigel now, but next time, it could be you. This worrying development of banks becoming highly politicised demonstrates that cancel culture now has a corporate arm and will hit you in the wallet, effectively rendering you a non-human being, an invisible, inert citizen, if you dare to stray from the agreed narrative on any number of issues. This is not, by the way, a conspiracy theory. What about the lovely, cuddly vicar, Reverend Richard Fothergill, who was asked for feedback from his bank, the Yorkshire Building Society? In doing so, he simply asked why branches were festooned with pride flags. Not an unreasonable question, given the fact that it's a bloody bank. And given the fact that whilst most people, myself included, passionately support gay rights, the idea originally of pride, bonkers trans ideology, which says you can change your biological sex and that a man is a woman and a woman is a man, is a lot more contentious. It upsets many women who feel cancelled and upsets many gay people who consider trans ideology to be deeply homophobic. So he's entitled to ask the Yorkshire Building Society why they've waded into this controversial issue. What was his reward for this harmless feedback? You guessed it, his bank account was closed down. Welcome to hell. Well, not the Reverend, he's going to heaven, he's got connections. During the pandemic, those that drew attention to the damage of lockdowns or their inefficacy, or those who questioned why absolutely everyone had to be vaccinated, including healthy young people, saw their social media accounts shadow banned, suspended or shut down altogether. All of this has been justified by the pathetic excuse of tackling misinformation. And let me tell you, saying the wrong thing about climate change will be next. And here's the thing, all too often these days, so-called misinformation plus 6 months equals the truth. With the closing down of bank accounts, this war on the people has reached a new frontier. It's my view that the government need to urgently draw up legislation making sure that no banking organisation can deprive you of an account based upon your political views. As far as I'm concerned, you can think that the Earth is flat. You can think that alien spaceships are about to land on the planet tomorrow. Or you can even think that James Blunt is the best singer since Paul McCartney. I know that's stretching it a bit. But either way, you ought to be able to continue having a bloody bank account. Can you even believe that we're having this conversation? What a time to be alive. Perhaps there should be a brand new bank that doesn't care about the views of its customers and concentrates on loans Savings accounts and mortgages. Dare we dream? It's time to cancel culture. And the first people to deal with are these utter bankers.